Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, I'm here to check out the newest episode of Young Justice Phantoms, Young Justice Season 4. This is Young Justice Season 4, Episode 20. I love this title. Forbidden Secrets of Civilization's Past. I'm not sure what it is, but the titles for this arc have been insane, and I cannot wait to get into this episode. Last week's episode alone was freaking bonkers as hell. Number one, they introduced, or well, basically reintroduced for a lot of people, a character that was in the Green Lantern animated series named Razor, and people are like, holy crap, they're kind of connecting that show to Young Justice. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to watch this show, because I haven't seen the show. It has been on polls in the past in terms of shows I should check out for the channel, but it never won a poll. But maybe I should check out Green Lantern the animated series, because I really like that Razor character. It's pretty interesting, especially with him having a blue lantern ring and now a red lantern ring, and he's now combined into whatever that is. That's pretty cool. And also the fact, too, we got some major backstory from the Legion's perspective, talking to Bart Allen, and from General Zod's son about what occurred after they used whatever device they used to bring out all of the Kryptonian criminals that were sent to the Phantom Zone, including General Zod. And then shortly after, General Zod's son was born, and he would have been born back if he wasn't sent with his wife to the Phantom Zone, because she was already 1 month pregnant. But when time doesn't pass, then, you know, nothing was going to happen. They just stayed the same. And then when they got out, then General Zod's son was born. And so he was telling his version of the story of what occurred and why he's back in time, because the projector that could get to the Phantom Zone was destroyed. So he's now come back in time, and the Legion are trying to stop him. There's a whole lot going on here. And of course, Superboy is in the mix as well, because Superboy basically he's the inspiration for the Legion in the future. So a lot of stuff happening. And then Bart makes a cosmic treadmill. Okay, so a lot of stuff there. And people have been pointing this out too as a form of critique, and I understand it. This is Rocket's arc, you know, with all the storytelling that's happening, but it really has become a lot more than just Rocket's arc, and it feels like she's being put into the background a little bit. And I see that perspective. We haven't seen the entirety of the arc yet, so let's wait to see how they go about telling the rest of this story, which I feel like the whole General Zod stuff, that's not going to wrap up in this arc. It's going to continue on, because I mean, literally, if you put all the titles in order, people are pointing out how it references kneeling before Zod. So like all the titles just spell it out. Basically, Zod is coming, and this is going to be intense. This is not, I don't think this is going to be a season 4 wrap up where General Zod is just done after season 4. No. And the fact that there's a potential thing between when Zod gets out, is he really going to work with Darkseid? Because there's a pact that Darkseid made with General Zod's son, similar to the Vandal Savage pact. So I don't know. I'm so excited. So let's get into tonight, guys. I cannot wait. I love this show so much. Let's get into it. Season 4, episode 20 of Young Justice. Let's go.
I've been thinking we got off to a poor start. I know
it's fair to say.
reacted badly to the Ruction cell.
Wait a fucking minute. Oh, that wasn't actually him.
Darkseid's son has allied himself with the new Geneseans?
Yeah.
How does the Lord of Apocalypse...
What is eruption cell?
Oh, okay. Okay, so they're connecting that this was indeed him. Okay. I mean, I assumed it was. Holy shit.
Black Lightning's policy requiring annual mental health check-ins
He's
for
actually...
members of the League, team, and
Wow.
outsiders basically forced me into this. I've given it a lot of thought since then, and
What are
the
you gonna
truth
do?
is, I needed that reality check.
How are you sleeping?
It was a little
Not
rough
sleeping.
at first.
But are you sleeping
I'm
now?
fine now.
Well, that's good. And your relationships?
Well,
I've got some apologizing to do.
yes, you do.
All good.
Yep, all good.
The silence was deafening at that last shot. I don't think he's good.
The Justice League hasn't given any serious consideration of our request.
You mean the request to hand over Cyborg and Halo?
Of course. Those are hybrids of new god technology.
Sorry, hate to interrupt.
Somehow I doubt that.
But I just had to see my old friends rock.
I wanted to offer my condolences for Superboy.
Was it what something happened?
Green Lantern Tomar Ray knew the L Hive?
Krypton was in my space sector.
Hmm.
And I was good
Okay.
friends with both the L brothers.
Phantom Zone. Phantom Zone.
Do you remember where you are?
No.
I know you're General Zod. You're a villain.
Then let's spell it all out. There are worse things than devourers here.
Yeah, visions, you
That's
know.
why there's safety in numbers.
Let us set a good example for our guest.
Holy shit.
There's Metron.
All we have to do is find the Phantom Zone projector.
That's all we have to do.
Oh, that's all we have to do.
Is immense.
What the fuck is that?
How are things with Perdita?
Oh,
Are you two
now we're getting more
concerned?
specific.
No.
Would you like to call her now?
No, I mean, I'd want some privacy, right? Some of our makeup calls.
So tell me about the sleeping pills.
Nothing to tell now. I'm
Bullshit.
not using anymore. Don't need them anymore.
So you wouldn't mind taking a drug test?
What's the difference?
Okay, yeah,
Short-term
he's
solutions
revealing
to
himself.
problems
His
can
true
only postpone dealing
version
with
right now.
issues. You took yourself off mission rotation months ago, didn't you?
That was my choice,
Yeah.
not yours.
So you don't really want to go back.
Exactly.
You just don't want someone else taking it away from you.
Yes, no,
But Connor was like a brother to you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And his death truly rocked you, didn't it?
Look,
Yes.
I get it. I've accepted it. I know I'm the reason Connor died.
Whether to return to Forager's Earth Hive and
Oh.
Forager's Earth friends,
Or stay with her.
stay on New Genesis with Forager.
Dreamer and I seem to have been courting forever.
Dreamer?
I knew Joan
Dreamer?
was the one the moment I laid eyes on her.
Earth years.
Bio-waste recycling initiated.
Whoops. I thought I had that on mute.
Did he just...
It's no less. We're slow playing this one, my love.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Ursa Zod.
All we are is consciousness. And it's curious you don't know her.
It's curious. Legion ring. Legion ring.
You two. So if she was sent here unconscious, she may never wake up.
Well, that's
Still,
terrible, because if she did, she could tell him,
that's what
That's
Fire
odd.
does.
Red Mist? Oh, shit. You're lucky. Lucky.
I believe it is a baby sun eater. Absorbs
Oh.
radiant energy. Probably placed in the
Jesus.
vault for security.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Only has a rudimentary consciousness.
You think you're responsible for Connor's death?
I know I am.
Okay.
You're not, though, but
Let's
okay.
examine that.
Review my trauma narrative.
But if he's not there, what happens to all the Martians?
Nothing like disarm the bomb first.
Did you know how to do that? Could
No.
you have taken it into the lava? And McGann? She let Connor stay with the bomb too. Is she to blame for his death?
What? No. She
But-
loved Connor.
But,
You didn't.
oh my god, good questions.
Connor's
Good
not the
questions.
first love. You mentioned Wally earlier. Are you to blame for his death too?
I could have gone with Miss Martian.
And your mother?
I should have stopped Queen Bee.
Gar, you were 8 years old. The combined
Exactly.
weight of the team and the
He's just
Justice League
blaming
still
himself
hasn't
for
stopped
everything.
Queen Bee.
I should have stopped it all somehow.
How?
I don't know.
Just pushing him.
No.
You got this, man. Let it out.
I need help.
Thank you.
It's a start, Gar.
I know the projector is here.
Metron. Careful. Was that a red lantern ring? Oh no, he was grabbing it to take it. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I'll watch over your ghosty.
Ghost. God, this is terrible.
Is the
Song.
word of Zod
Push.
for the house of
For the
Zod,
anything for the House of Zod.
for the house of Zod.
Save the House of Zod!
Save the House of Zod.
You can stay.
Scary.
Stay.
Oh shit. He's kneeling before Zod. God damn it. Ugh.
I will give you what you've asked for.
You will?
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Prize you sought, perhaps. But
Nope.
the prize you've earned.
That's what you get. Yep. Hello.
Come with me if you want the entire galaxy to survive.
He somehow got through. One day before present. Holy crap.
Yes. Mantis has found the prize.
Damn.
Has found the Phantom Zone projector.
Another great episode of Young Justice. Holy crap. I don't even know where to begin because so many things happened in this episode. I think we should begin, though, with the ending because This is not good. So the little Sun Eater, that is the protector of the Mobius dimension, was sent by Metron after he was like, okay, I'll show you where the projector is. And then he tricks them. Here's kryptonite, Lord Zod. Here's some kryptonite for you. He's like, ah! Then the little Sun Eater. But Mantis somehow got up, threw both of them into the sphere, and remembered how to bring it back in time one day earlier and found the projector. This is terrible, which is implying to me Zod is probably going to get out next episode. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. My guess is yes, because he has the projector now, so they're going to use it. But I wonder when they use the projector if they're just going to magically show up right where they are. Probably not. So it's going to take some time probably to search them in the Phantom Zone. And unfortunately, and we'll get to the Beast Boy stuff in a bit and the other things that happen, but in the Phantom Zone side of stuff, since we are connecting that with the whole projector thing, I knew it. I mean, I knew because General Zod knows when he's heard Superboy and everything, and he's like, When he takes Superboy and Ghosty to where Zod's fortress is that has been built by all these Kryptonians who are just there, and they sung a little song for Zod, save the House of Zod for the House of Zod. It's like, this is cult. I mean, this is bad, right? But when they first arrive and we see his wife, I'm like, she has to be there, right? And yes, because when Lord Zod, General Zod's son, obviously, when he was explaining the story, he didn't. I think he had mentioned his mother, maybe. So maybe it was true, like clear that she was sent with him. So it makes sense because, of course, she's married to him, and she probably agrees with Zod's ways and everything in terms of life and how they want to take control of everything. So it makes sense she's there. But he goes into like a mind to mind thing where they're able to speak to each other, General Zod and his wife. Like, we're working on this one slowly, so you'll be careful. Like, basically, we're gonna turn this one to our side, but we gotta take a certain approach. So it was very interesting to kind of see, like, okay, so that's all planned, and then Superboy is seeing all this stuff, and then he's realizing, you know, I need to be with people because General Zod said earlier in this episode, he said, in order to keep the sickness at bay, we have to stick together. Like, being together helps with that, and, you know, you're not wandering forever. And he's like, well, you could stay here, you can just wander out by yourself. And he kneeled before Zod. I get it, because he doesn't know how bad of a guard this is, but still, I'm like, damn it, Connor. But okay, it's okay, but my God, I'm so excited. That song was really creepy, too. Like, I already mentioned that, but okay. For the House of Zod. Okay. but that was good stuff. I'm glad that we got more continuation of that, because, wow, I was not expecting Zod to actually show up. But the fact that he is here is insane. This show just continues to deliver on that front in terms of big surprises, big reveals. Love it. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, basically. And that is Little Beast Boy. Little Beast Boy. He had to go to his mandatory therapy session with Dinah, Black Canary. And he's really playing it off. When he took the glasses off and the sunglasses, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't look well. You could just tell in the eyes, like they just drew them to where he's not really sleeping. He's really tired. And he's just, the answers he's giving are just like generic answers. They're not specific. And she's really like, okay, because she's like letting him do that. But then we actually get into where she's pushing him to the cliff, where he needs to fall off the cliff in order to realize that he's giving bullshit answers. So she starts nudging him slowly through the cliff. So you mentioned Wally earlier, because he was mentioning how, Connor's death and everything, and then it started to unravel to where he blames himself for everything, for everybody's death. Even his mother's death. I think he was 8 years old when his mom died. He blames himself for not being there. But it's like, you couldn't have done anything for Wally, because Wally sacrificed himself. He disappeared. Okay, even if you were there, it wouldn't have done anything. But she slowly just pushed him, and he's starting to panic. And then she pushes him over. And everything starts to fall apart. So he starts crying like crazy. And he finally admits, I need help. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Because he's in a very bad place. And it's like the thing to where the deaths keep compounding on top of each other over time. And now he hit his breaking point with Connor's death. Because the whole start of it was, well, okay, so you could have saved him. Like, yeah, I could have stopped the bomb before it went off. Like, okay, so did you know how to do that? No. Like, exactly. And the kryptonite killed Superboy. If kryptonite wasn't there, maybe he would have survived the blast. I don't know, maybe. Possible, right? I think it's more likely he would. But regardless, like, he just let it get to him so bad. And I liked how she called his bluff early on when he's like, yeah, I'll call my ex and, you know, we'll work things out. And he's like, you want to call her now? No. He's like, you know, our makeup calls, they get a little hot. I'm like, sure they do. But the fact is, she called his bluff. Like, oh, you want to call her now? No. He freaked out. I was like, no. It's like, because you're not actually going to call her. But I'm glad that we ended it. She knew that there was a lot more going on. I mean, she asked about the sleeping pills and everything. So it was really getting intense. And I'm like, he can't get out of this. Like, he had to be there. But there's no way because she's not going to just check off those few couple questions that were just easy softball questions where he's allowing himself to just pretend that everything's okay. She wasn't just going to let him walk out. She was too smart for that, and I knew it. So that was good. We actually opened the episode with Rocket because I was mentioning in the intro that Rocket really hasn't been the focus. And once again, Rocket really wasn't the focus of this episode again. She had some dialogue, but realistically, there was a lot more going on that Rocket wasn't really the focus. But she speaks to who she thinks is Orion, which is actually Magan's brother, pretending to be Orion, trying to get some information, trying to get to the point where they find the projector, which they do. She's like, yeah, we should start over again. You know, we stepped on the wrong foot. And I think that conversation needs to occur, but maybe it's too far gone now because once we actually get back to the meeting between the New Gods, between Jay and Rocket and Forager there, and then the two Green Lanterns, of course, the conversation is just not going as well. And Orion even mentions, I don't know what you're referring to this morning that would have changed anything. Because ultimately, what they're trying to get accomplished, what they're trying to agree to, is pretty heavy stuff. Regardless of Rocket's intentions of trying to fix things with Orion, which is a good thing, it wouldn't have done much. Because Orion and the New Gods, they want Halo and they want Cyborg. Especially Halo, because the fact that there's a part of the, because it was mentioned a part of the anti-life equation is within her. We need to keep her safe. Like, no, her family will keep her safe. Like, well, I mean, maybe, but this is really intense shit. You got to think about that. And also too, I'm forgetting his name. I'm bad with names, but Tomare, is that his name? I'm pretty sure that's how his name is. His name, yeah, Tomare. I'm pretty sure that's his name. If not, apologies. Take me out back. Shoot me. Kidding. But he referenced Krypton. And that was one of his biggest regrets, that he couldn't save Krypton because he knew the House of L brothers. I'm like, holy shit. And Krypton was in his sector and he wasn't able to stop it. I mean, obviously, he wasn't able to stop Krypton from exploding, but he wishes he could have done more. I'm like, holy crap. Like, that was something I didn't even, like, think that they would connect in some sort of way. Because they talk about Connor's death and everything. I'm like, holy shit. And then Kilowog, his contribution is the fact that he peed in his suit or something. Like, he's sitting there like, like, what are you doing? It's like dispensary. And he's like, oh shit, I thought I had mute. That was good. I'm trying to think anything else in particular. I know there's one more thing. I'm trying to think anything else. I don't think so, but a lot of good stuff. Good stuff. Last thing. Forager mentions our Forager that he's debating whether going back home to his home hive, Earth, or staying here and being with female Forager. And then we heard a poem of some sort in the after credit sequence, or during the credit sequence. Well, not after credit, it was the credit sequence. He might stay. Not saying the character's going to be written off completely, but he might stay with the new Forager, because it was referenced that bugs and humans, they connect and get together real quick. I mean, Jay Garrick even referenced that he, moved fast on his chance to be with his wife. He was like, I had to go quick. And in fact, he's 102. He doesn't look 102, but he's, still going. But I feel bad for Jay, because I mean, he lost the love of his life and he's back now being a hero. But I love the fact that he's doing that. You know, that's a good thing. But Forager might stay with Forager. We'll see about that. That's interesting. But yeah, really intense episode. Love the hell out of it. And also, one last thing I want to reference, because it was tying into the whole Lore Zod and everything. We were seeing the connections of Metron coming and going and everything. And then we're seeing where the sphere, like they're inside the sphere, they're following throughout the timeline those last 2 days, getting to the Mobius dimension and getting to where they need to go to find the projector. And so they were connecting all those times where Metron would show up and disappear and everything, because we see Metron take the Red Lantern ring and then he leaves. So that was interesting that we see like little tidbits of that, like, oh, we're connecting some of the stuff in the timeline leading up to this point that we saw previously in this arc. So that was cool. But anyways, that's the video. That's the episode. That's the reaction. What'd you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. What were some of your highlights, and are you excited to see what happens next? I mean, it's not looking good for our heroes. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, please let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.